What's up, Rogue Bob Gaming? Eric here. Wanted to do a quick video as there is a new Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet competitive play trailer that I have already seen. So this is not a reaction video, but I think there's a couple of new things that is worth pointing out. And so this video recently came out, I believe an hour or two ago that I'm recording this video. And so, like I said, I've seen it. Let's dive right in because I think there's a couple of cool things. One specifically that I'm really excited about that I think hints at even more that we'll see in the coming months. So let's dive in. Again, Pokemon Scarlet, Pokemon Violet competitive play trailer. Here we go. Gotta turn the volume down on these headphones. Okay. Again, this is the competitive play trailer. So Cloyster OG. Right here, we can see new Pokemon. Again with this like inflatable bicycle thing. I'm going to go back a little bit because I think it does when it comes out. Does it have a name? Cyclizar, I'm guessing. Obviously with a bicycle motorcycle, it has like this rubber wheel coming out of its throat. Honestly looks like a pre-evolution form to like the legendaries, which got me thinking. One of the reasons I wanted to record this video is like, do they have evolution lines for the legendaries? I'm trying to think if, I mean, are there evolution lines that exist within any of like the mainstream kind of legendaries? I'm not sure. I don't think so. Not off the top of my head. Like the Articuno is right there. There's no evolution form. So I'm thinking maybe you get the legendary early in the game, but maybe you get like a pre-evolution. Like maybe the legendaries are actually like have evolutions. I mean, this looks like what would be a pre-evolution to the Pokemon Scarlet legendary. Forget the name off the top of my head with this whole like inflatable wheel thing. And it's Dragon, normal, Cyclizar. It's obviously not the right color, but I don't think that matters. That might not matter all that much. So anyways, this is one big update. New Pokemon here. Love to see my boy Cloyster get some action here. Magnezone. We've seen that Pokemon before. It's a Titan. That's right. So what I'm really excited about is coming up soon. So we're seeing a Terrastal right here, or Terrastalize, whatever the verb is for it. Terrastalizing. There we go. Into the water, and we've seen the Terrastal. We've seen this grass type. We've seen the water type. We've seen the flying type with the balloon Pikachu. Right? Those are ones that we've seen. But I alluded earlier in a previous video. About a month ago, reacting to like the larger 4 to 6 minute kind of trailer, if they would have different types. And we can see right here, boom, boom. There's a Tyranitar. We'll go back real quick. There's a Tyranitar that comes out. Boom. It terrastalizes into what looks like, tell me if I'm wrong, but this looks to be a ghost type. And I said before, if they're going to terrastalize, if that's going to be the new thing, I want to see more than just the grass, the water. I think the fire with that chandelier and the flying, which I think were the 4 that we saw before. But were they going to have ground? Are they going to have a psychic? Is there going to be ghosts? Is there going to be maybe poison, right? Like, what do all these look like? And so this, again, hints at more. And it tells me that if there is a ghost typing terrastalizing form, excuse me, why wouldn't there be ground and electric and poison and all the others? And I think that's really going to mix things up because Tyranitar is not a ghost type. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm not. Tyranitar is not ghost. Forget the typing. It's at least ground. But now you have it when it terrestrializes. It goes to ghost. That's different. That's different. I think it makes it harder to game plan too when you're actually battling, especially with this, with a competitive play trailer, which is probably why they waited until the competitive play trailer to kind of release this Tyranitar to ghost type, showing people that you've got to keep track of a lot more. The Tyranitar typing that we've known for generations now, you know, it is when it comes out, but when it goes under this new form, it turns ghost, and that's very different. It's very different. It makes it hard to plan. And I think it makes it more challenging to build a team, especially in the competitive play market, which is not something that I typically do. But it's still fun to kind of see the different combinations of like maybe I'm one that's always going to want to have a Gengar or a Ghost type just because I really like Ghost, Poison, Psychic. Those are like, you know, the typings that I really like to play with in the game. But in competitive, it's a little bit different. How do you build a team competitively, obviously? And so now maybe you don't have a ghost type Pokemon in your competitive play format. You utilize Tyranitar, and then when you need a ghost type, that is when, if your timing is right, you can terrestrialize into a ghost type, use it for a couple of moves, and get exactly what you need out of it for that ghost type. So that new Pokemon that we saw earlier that could potentially be a pre-evolution to one of the legendaries, which would be kind of wild, and then Tyranitar terrestrializing into a ghost type, literally saw this video on YouTube a little while ago and came on and had to make this video because I think every video that we get from here on out, just look at, I'm going to go back real quick. Just look at how sick this looks. I love it. Boom. Right there. Tyranitar with a ghost type. The only thing I kind of wish is what it looks like right here is there's obviously like this ghost and it's like crystal and it's shiny and it looks cool and there's like this aura around the Pokemon, but I do kind of wish that like the regional variants, it would actually change the way that Tyranitar looks. Because instead of having this like icon above its head, which is cool for some of them, like the balloons I think is kind of hilarious for flying type. But this ghost for ghost makes sense. The water fountain thing for water I think looks really dumb. But instead of having these above the Pokemon, I kind of wish it like had a purple glow around it so that you knew it was ghost. But it also like changed the way Tyranitar looked like. So Tyranitar actually looked like a ghost type. So it was like a ghost form of Tyranitar. But obviously that would mean you'd have to change the design of all the Pokemon in the game. And just making this icon and popping it above all the Pokemon that are going to terrestrialize into the ghost typing is a lot easier. So that's probably why they did it. But it would be sick. Imagine if you pulled out a Tyranitar and it looks like a regular old Tyranitar, and then you terrestrialize it into a ghost type, and it turns into like this creepy, like translucent or see-through Tyranitar with maybe some like holes in it, with like some kind of like, I don't want to say cape because that probably sounds super lame, especially with the spikes on the back, but it had some kind of like ghost thing where it's like floating, or like maybe its legs were missing and it was just kind of floating. I don't know. I don't know. I just think it would be really cool. Some of them I'm sure would look really dumb. And maybe that one included a ghost typing a Tyranitar, but I do like the crystal form. I think it looks cool. And I will say another thing too is you can see these like these orbs coming out of the ground, that helps the ghost. That helps make Tyranitar look more like a ghost typing, but you can still see that there's like green earth typing, ground typing under here. So it's kind of confusing because you're like purple ghost, ground. What the hell's going on over here? But overall, I mean, I think it looks pretty cool. This crystal form, Pokemon has done a lot recently with every generation that comes out. There's this new evolution or form that the Pokemon can kind of take on. And so I think this is a step. It's a different step. It's a step forward. It's different enough to where it's intriguing. Like I said, these icons above them, some of them are much cooler than others. But these little ghost orb, flame orb things coming out are pretty cool. So, they're doing their best over here. But Terra Blast. And so there again, for the competitive folks, like this ghost move being used on, is that a Gallade? Obviously, if you pull out if somebody throws out a Gallade and then throws out a Tyranitar, given the typings of those two that I think I know off the top of my head, you wouldn't necessarily be all that afraid of a Tyranitar with Gallade normally, but when you terrestrialize into a ghost form, obviously that changes things. And now the person with a Gallade is like, oh shit. So I think that's the whole point of waiting to the competitive play trailer to kind of announce and release this, is like you have to think about Pokemon, or at least the typings of Pokemon, differently. And I think it's really, really cool. I do. Even in the non-competitive format, if you're just going through the game with the gym leaders and this like HAP open concept, honestly, this flying Pikachu, honestly, I think it's, and this angry face Pikachu, I'm kind of a fan. I think it's one of those things where you're going to hate it, you're going to love it or hate it. I kind of like it. I think it's funny with this like balloons Pikachu. And having Pikachu with flying type, I mean, Raichu, kind of floats, or at least the Alolan Raichu did, like floats on his tail. So anyways, game comes out Friday, November 18th. Hope you dug this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and in the comments below, tell us what you think of maybe that dragon normal type that we saw earlier in this video, being a pre-evolution to this legendary here, along with, what terrestrial form are you most excited to kind of see that hasn't come out yet, that we haven't seen in a trailer. So excited to see what else comes out, and I think as more of these trailers come out, between Matt and I, will be recording, just kind of pointing out some things that really get us excited about this game. So we're excited for November 18th. Hope you are too. Hope you dug this video, and we'll catch you next time, y'all. See ya.